All right, so we've talked about a lot of the social features. We talked about newsfeed, we talked about SkyDrive, we talked about following content, and now one thing I wanted to touch on that kind of goes hand in hand with the user profiles, which we don't have a lesson on that because they're pretty self-explanatory, but each new user profile has a newsfeed, which we're seeing now. They have an about me, which is where they can edit their profile and say, I am an accountant and I work on, vendor invoices, whatever. And then they can put, ask me about vendor. I'll just show you. They can go in and type in about me. I'm going to put I build videos and articles for simplified SharePoint.com. And I'll take out that space. I can upload a photo and then I can put ask me about SharePoint. Oops. And save it and close it. So then whenever I go to my about me, people can go and see, hey, Matt builds videos and articles, and it'll also show me my activities. So that's your user profile page. You can edit that, upload a picture, change your contact information. Let's talk about the blog though. That's the coolest one. Over here you'll see newsfeed, about me, blog. Blogs are of course web logs, and every user has their own blog. There was a company I was working at, or I'm actually still working at, that one of the things they wanted to do was have a news blast go out from, maybe a CEO or a department, um, that they would email. And the problem is with email, a lot of times messages get buried, inboxes get filled up, and it's a good way to communicate on specific things to specific people, but sometimes emailing things out to a mass amount of people just doesn't get where it needs to be. So a blog is pretty cool because you can follow them. Like I showed earlier, I followed my blog, so I'm already following this. And if users want to, keep updated on certain things, somebody can post a blog entry, from the desk of Matt. And I'm having a great time making videos. And then, I can put in my opinion. Maybe I'm not having a great time, that's just my opinion, and publish it. So then people that are following this would be able to see Matt has posted this blog entry. And each user has one. And some people use it for, documenting what they did today. I could put 11/15, 2013, had to leave work to meet contractor to fix my door. Also had 2 conference calls. Okay, so I can publish that under events. And so I know that, hey, I can go back to my blog and read through my stuff and say, oh yeah, the 15th. Oh yeah, that was the day I had to leave work early. So blogs are a really cool tool. And they're almost a better medium for sending information out to a lot of people where you can just have them go at their own pace and when they're available. So that's the one thing I wanted to touch on about blogs. They're a good way to expose information to a large audience and categorize and archive things because it's always there on your newsfeed. Sometimes it'll get buried way, way down. Here you can categorize things. You can see older posts over in the archives. It'll have months. So if I was doing this for 10 years, I could go all the way back, just like a normal blog. So that's that's pretty much the skinny on that. I'll also tell you a little bit about, oops, I'll tell you a little bit, I'll touch on apps. So just like we can create apps for a site that other people can use, I can make my own apps. And I could have well, I have a SkyDrive, which is my document library, but I could add, the site mailbox or import a spreadsheet. I can do a lot. I can add little apps for my own personal MySite. You also have a task list that you can create tasks in. And then you can put that kind of like a timeline so it'll show up and you'll get reminders about that if you set that up correctly. So that's the rundown on blogs and the rest of the social features and the user profile and everything else. So Hopefully that cleared it up for you. Be sure to check out our other lessons and videos. And other than that, have a good one.